last week, and it's already Tuesday, October 3rd. I started these August 28th, so to already be at October 3rd just kind of blows my mind. A couple things here. Time is flying by, so I hope you're doing what you need to do to get better. The days aren't slowing down. We had beautiful, market setups. Currently, guys, since I've been, doing these live sessions, I believe, let me look, I have it right here. We are 7 for 8. So we are 7 for 8 on our call outs, which is beautiful. And, it's not all about a hit rate. At the end of the day, it is about, risk management, because I could lose 8 times and win 2 big times. And as long as those 8 times were managed losses, it'd be really easy to get those back. So it's not all about hit rate, but it is to show you that we have beautiful opportunity every single week. Since I started on August 28th, that was kind of like first week of October, like last couple of days of August. And, I let everybody know on the call that, hey, during this month, it's a little more manipulated. The market moves a little bit different, nothing crazy, but it's a little bit more manipulative. So I tend to not be as aggressive in the first week. I love that second, third, fourth week, like we saw after the past coming weeks. And that's when I really like to strike. But if something's here, I'm going to take it. I'm already in some trades. I've already hit TP on one of my trades, and then I have another one running. So I wish that those things kind of set up a little bit later in time, just so I could give you guys those call outs, but they did come a little bit sooner. But nonetheless, we could probably scale into the lower time frames and check out some of possible scaling ops. For those who don't know me, my name is Lex. I am partnered with Surge Trader as one of the market session analysts. You'll be seeing my face around a lot. I have my own educational platform called Flex Trading. I need to make sure that link is in the bio down here, so you guys can access my website, browse around, see what packages I have to offer. Pretty cool stuff, along with discounts on Surge Trader auditions, so I definitely want you guys to take a look. But if you are returning, welcome back, guys. I'm glad to see you guys getting back. I know it's 9 a.m. Eastern, so it's the middle of a lot of people's work days if you're not, not working or you're not a full-time trader. So if you're able to get on, or if you're watching this playback, great job coming back, guys. But let's go ahead and dive in. These sessions aren't that long. They're about 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes on a really, really good day. But usually with the markets, guys, we don't need a ton. We just need to be able to come in here and with our eyes say, hey, this looks like a good market, or this doesn't look like a good market. If it looks appealing, then I'll go ahead and mark the chart up. If not, then there's just nothing to do. But we're going to go ahead and start with Forex Factory, guys. Forex Factory is where I check the news always before I'm even in the live market, because this is the most important thing to check before you go in and trade. I wouldn't put too much weight on any of the actual news releases except for FOMC, which is the decision that Fed Jerome Powell makes to hike interest rates or to not hike interest rates. The second one is non-farm payroll, so the unemployment numbers come out. And then the next one is CPI, which is Consumer Price Index, which is basically telling us how our economy is doing, how are consumers purchasing, at what rate are they purchasing, have we seen a decline, are we seeing an incline, things like that. So I'd love to come here, and I just love to check to see what news could be possibly perpetuating my movement, or otherwise. But you will see 3 folders. Well, on this case, 4. Let me go to a different one. Here it goes. All right, so you have a yellow, low impact, medium impact, orange, medium impact, red, high impact, and then gray, bank holidays. So the thing with the low impact, sometimes it actually moves, it actually moves the market. Sometimes it does nothing. Sometimes with the red folder, you would think there's going to be high impact, and sometimes it doesn't do anything. This is just to say, guys, that, hey, anytime there's a news event coming, I like to be aware. If I'm already in a trade and I have the ability to roll my stops break even, I just roll and break even, and I let the news play out. If I am not in a trade, I allow the news to drop, and then I look for an entry. I'm never placing entries right at news. So you can see at 10 a.m., we got some USD, which is great. Actually, I don't think I'm in any USD pairs right now. I already took my profits. So maybe this could have been great for me. I don't know. We'll see. But this 10 a.m. USD, if you're looking at any odd USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, NZD USD, USD Swiss franc, JPY, USD CAD, this could be a good news event that pushes your market. And then at 9 o'clock, we have NZD. And so I am in some NZD trades, so this is cool. I like to see 9 p.m. red folder. So essentially, that's what we're looking at. I'm back on the live session tomorrow, so we'll look at news tomorrow as well. But for the most most part 10 a.m. and then 9 p.m. NZD. So 10 a.m. USD, 9 p.m. NZD. So let's get over to the good stuff because I know this is what you guys really want to see. You don't care too much about the news, but you know, it's cool to check it out. All right, so DXY, guys, I always like to start the dollar index, and for those who are returning to this call, you're going to hear the same things over and over and over again because this market's just not doing anything different. The dollar index is always where I start, and why do I start with the dollar index? Well, the dollar index is our world reserve currency, despite we've had a lot of countries start pulling out. That's a different conversation. But nonetheless, it is still the world reserve currency, so this market is tied to a lot of other currencies. So if I have the DXY, I have positively correlated pairs and I have negatively, inversely correlated pairs. If it's positively correlated, it'll move with the dollar index. If it is negatively correlated, it will move against the dollar index. So if my dollar index is bullish, that means my AUD USD, my Euro USD, my GBP USD, my NZD USD, I don't know if I'm missing any, are bearish. So if dollars going up, those are going down. That helps me build some confluence into my edge, right? So that's why I like the dollar index. If it's going up, USD CAD will be going up, USD Swiss franc will be going up, and that's exactly what you're getting ready to see. So we can see that we're just printing more highs on the DXY, which tells me that we are bullish. New highs indicate future highs to come, guys. We're not looking to buy at the highs, right? We're looking for it to pull back and then we'll get it and ride the wave. But what the new highs are telling me is that future highs are to come. So DXY, beautiful. I'm already in this odd CAD trade currently, so I caught an entry, and I'll break this down. And this is the one I really didn't want to for it to start running until a little bit later, so I can get you guys in this trade. But I still think there will be opportunities to scale in. So you can see, and I'm gonna go up a time frame. I am more of a higher time frame into lower time frame kind of trader. I like the 5, the 4 hour. And then I hop down to the 1 hour for scale ins. But right now we can see there was a low, lower high, low. Price pulled back. We pulled back beautifully. We reacted off this level here. And as you can see on the lower time frames, we've started breaking support levels. So support gave out, and then another support gave out here. So you can see that we are still falling. So I'm looking for price to maybe give me a slight pullback into this area here. Maybe we can pull back into here, guys, and continue pushing down, right? I see some structure that's gone untested. We got our EMA. There's a little bit of confluence to potentially get a scale-in entry here. So I definitely would keep your eye out on this. I think it's worth noting that, hey, we could be seeing a scale-in on AUD CAD. But nonetheless, we're breaking support levels. So I'm looking to target all the way to TP1. I am in this trade up here from like right here. So I'm looking for 146 pips right now. I'm just up 82 pips. So this was a beautiful trade. I will keep an eye out for a potential entry coming, right? If we look at the 15-minute, and this is what I do, guys. I get on these big higher time frames, look up projection, you know, look up trend, and then I get in on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, the 15-minute, and I start finding some entries. So as you can see, this is beautiful. I would like to see if we can pull back just a little bit more, maybe into my EMA and give me some sort of entry. If not, no worries. But this is a good trade to look at. Here's one that's gonna set up nicely. So this is NZD CAD. I'm in this as well. I'm gonna take this EMA off, guys. So same thing. We had very simple structure. We had low, lower high, low. This is not a lower low, guys. Price did not close lower than this low. All right, this is like an equal low. So all this structure in between here is still related to this structure. So this isn't broken or anything. This is just dancing within. We created this new lower low here, which is textbook, which is beautiful. And you can see that we pushed all the way into this high here. And then we got to this last line of defense, which is my level that's telling me, hey, we either got to respect or reject in order to maintain this structure. So right now, this is what I'm seeing on NZD CAD. I see my first support level break. It's identified with this yellow dotted line. That's my first support, broke here. Then I get my second support break right in here, right? So I broke this level of support here. Then I broke this level of support here. So I'm looking for a price to come back into it a little bit and give me some sort of possible scale-in entry. Maybe I could see some pullback like this before hopping in, but this is what I'll be looking for. If I don't get that, guys, if it doesn't maintain, so let's say it pulls back here, and it just doesn't maintain, right? Let's say it just keeps pushing up, then there's just simply no trade, right? No trade. My break even will be hit. My break even is here. All right, so I'm already break even there. So I'm looking for some sort of pullback. I have a strict set of confirmations that I utilize in order to get to this trade. I don't hand out my confirmation list on these live market sessions just because that is a unique thing to me. It took me 5 years to develop. So my students have access to it, but it is a super reliable confirmation list that just makes things so easy for you as a trader. So if you're interested, definitely check it out. But right now, I would be looking for price action confirmations to maintain my entry already. I believe I put a scale in here, or I had a sell limit, but it might not have been activated. I'll take a look. I honestly haven't even looked yet, guys. It's just one of those things when you're okay with what you're willing to risk, you just stop overwhelming the market, right? You stop becoming overbearing. I don't need to check every second. I don't need to stare at this thing all day. As long as structure is maintaining, I just let it dance. And if it does anything that's just super weird and uncanny and just seems like it's out of the ordinary, then that's when I'll start to say, hey, okay, maybe I need to manage this. But until then, I just let the trade ride out, right? I already accepted my risk, and I know that whatever the risk is what I'm willing to take on. And that's something as a trader that you have to really get comfortable with, is just allowing yourself to allow, right, to allow the trades to develop. It's not always going to move on your time. There's going to be moments where you just have to be so incredibly patient, and it's really hard. It's not an easy situation to be in, guys. Your psychology is going to get tested left and right, left and right. So make sure that when you get into this market, you are only risking what you are willing to lose. If you aren't willing to lose $500, then your lot size needs to come down significantly. But NZD CAD right now is looking like a great opportunity for potential scale ins on the way, with like a 20 pip stop. If this can push up into here a little more, you might even have a 10 pip stop. But I'm willing to lose about, for my account, guys, for how I trade, what's staying within my risk. I would risk losing 400 to 500 on this trade and be okay with it, right? To simply make, I mean, from here, what are we looking at? 118 pips, guys. So I could literally make $2,000 on this trade, losing 500. To me, that is a risk to reward that is worth it, right? So definitely get comfortable with that. This was the trade I took last night. Woke up, TP's hit, smashed. Just absolutely textbook. Won't go over that one. There's just not a lot in the market right now aside from those two that I showed you. Still haven't seen, this was one I wanted, but I was already in USD Swiss franc, and I don't like to overtrade. But beautiful, guys. This is beautiful, guys. Look how price created this low, right? And on the 4 hour, this is nice. On the 4 hour, we created this last line of defense, new low, and then we pushed up, and we're pushing up towards it, right? We're creating structure towards it. Doesn't mean you can't trade it. New high, price comes back in here, touches, and then just explodes to go hit TP1. I mean, this was great. I wanted to call this out, but it's too late. 138 pips. So right now, guys, we're breaking this last line of defense, which means I'm creating a new high. So if I'm creating a new high, I'm going to be looking for a higher low to come into the future, right? I'm looking for this next. And once I get that, we're going to roll with this trend. But right now, I just got to respect that this is breaking. Once it is done breaking, we will find our entry, and we're going to continue to ride this wave up. But for the most part, guys, that's about it. Gold's just been spilling. Odd USD's been freaking spilling. My odd CAD's still spilling. Been scaling this beautifully. So this is an incredible trade. It's completely break even, risk free. And now NZD CAD is probably the golden nugget for us, guys. NZD CAD looks like this is the trade that could really set it off for us. We just have to remain patient and trust the analysis, trust what we're seeing, allow price to develop. The more we allow price to develop, the more data we have. Like I always tell my students, like, there's nothing wrong with having an overabundance of data. Like if I gotta be 10 pips late to the party because I needed 10 more pips of data, then so be it. I'll be late, because all I gotta do is tailor my lot size to missing out on maybe a little bit more of a tighter stop, right? Because I'm looking for more data. And you can see that this looks like this is getting ready to spill. So hopefully you guys maybe caught an entry. You can place your stop loss right above here. 20 pips. Again, I am not responsible. This is not financial advice. Whatever trade you take, be comfortable with the stop loss, guys. Be comfortable with how much you're willing to lose. I just added an entry off this wick right here while we were on this call. Place my stop loss above here. looking at 15 pips, guys. So my lot size is according to what I'm willing to lose. I can't emphasize this enough. So I put um, I put 30 per pip. So I put a 3.0 on here. If I hit my stop loss, I'm losing 450 bucks. That's within my risk. That's within my tolerance. I'm okay with that. There is nothing wrong with risking 450 bucks to make over 2,000. So this is something that I definitely will keep my eye on. I think we'll get multiple scalings. I don't think that's the last one to come. But if you just missed it, it's not too late to enter. I'm not telling you to enter, but it's not too late. So guys, that's pretty much it. We got NZD news at night tonight, so maybe we could see this thing just freaking tank. That would be beautiful. But I like what I'm seeing. I'm seeing new lows. Look at all these new lows, new lower highs. This one's just beautiful as well. So NZD CAD and all CAD right now are my focus. I will make sure to keep my Instagram updated with these call outs. So make sure you're following me on Instagram, guys. You're gonna see a lot of the updates on these call outs that I'm gonna give to you guys. And on top of that, it's important that you guys see the knowledge and education that I'm posting, and then potentially find your way underneath my mentorship in order for me to get my hands on you and get you guys profitable, because this market's not hard. It's just psychology that's really going to test you. And I have a really easy system and really easy confirmation list that's set up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't skip around. I just follow those steps sequentially. But with that being said, guys, this wasn't a super long call market, so you have to respect where they're at. It's already the first week of the month. So with that being said, I understand that the market may move in weird, unconventional ways, but I'm not freaked out. I'm going to maintain my bias. I'm going to maintain my trades. I'm going to use the proper risk, and we're going to let this thing run, and we're going to see what happens. And hopefully tomorrow when I get here, we'll be at TP. Well, first TP. This is near-term TP, right? My higher time frame low is the overall time frame overall TP I want to get back to, but I got to get past these levels, right? I got to get through here in order to get here. So I am breaking these levels, beautiful. But now I just got to get through here to get through here. So from here to here even is just, it's still 67 pips, guys. At some point, I'm going to expect myself to throw 100 per pip, and that's $6,700 right there, right? So in time, it'll come in time, guys. But no rush right now. I'll take my 30 per pip to potentially make, let's see what we're looking at. To make 2,000 just to this TP. So to this TP, we're probably looking at 4,000, right? So these are good trade setups. These are things I'm willing to risk on. 450 bucks, that can easily be made back plus some. So don't sweat. Don't get all in a frenzy. Understand where you need to place your stop losses. Right here, we popped up, try to create this little level of resistance. So that's where I'm going to place my stop loss above. And whatever happens from here is not in my hands. All I can do is sit back. I did my due diligence. I've done my confirmation list. I've done my journaling. I've looked at my trading plan. I've done my pregame routine. I see my confirmations, and that's about it. That's all I have control over. But with that being said, guys, we are back on tomorrow at 9 a.m. My days are Tuesday, Wednesday, so you'll see me on Wednesdays, 9 a.m., guys. Make sure you are doing things to make you better in trading. If you are finding yourself in a cycle of revenge trading or greediness or selfishness or just kind of emotional in the market, then you got to pull back and you got to throttle back. It is okay, guys, to be exhausted from these markets, right? Like, this is a lot of work. This is not an easy craft by any means. And this is coming from somebody who didn't reach profitability until 3.5 years in, right? And I've been doing it for 5. So I've really only been profitable for like a year and some change, a year and a half. Yeah, about a year and a half, because I'm almost to 6 years in April. So for about a year and a half, guys. So I've been non-profitable longer than I've been profitable. And obviously that's changing as time goes on, right? I always say learning trading is like risk to reward in itself, right? We always talk about if I'm going to lose 200 bucks, I want to at least have a setup where I could potentially make $400. It's the same thing in trading. I was of the understanding coming into this that if I got to sacrifice the next 3 to 5 years of my life to make this work, to secure the next 60 to 70, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. That's something I would want to do, something I'm willing to take the risk on, and that's what I did. I buckled down, I stayed down, and I taught myself, guys. I didn't have the money for the education. I was a college basketball player at a very high level, nationally ranked, partial endorsements with Nike. And so I've had an incredible, you know, run at basketball, turned down professional contracts, guys, to play. And I decided that I was going to go learn something new, and it happened to be this. At the time, I didn't know it was going to be this, but I knew that my body, you know, I've taken a toll on my body playing at such an elite level my whole life, and there's more to life, and I'm ready to go explore it. And so I put it down. I went home and I took a $170 babysitting job a week while I'm watching my friends with their degrees go get their new apartments, their 9 to 5s that are paying $50,000, $60,000 a year, and here I am at home, $170 a week, and I can't do anything with that except for try to put it back into my education, and that's what I did. But it didn't give me the results that I was wanting immediately because I had extra pressure to get out of my situation. So lots of psychological factors came into play. But I'm telling you this to tell you that you can learn this skill set way faster than 5 years. You just have to get with an educator who knows what they're doing, who knows the industry, who knows, you know, how to get you funded so that you don't have to use your own capital, so that you can expedite your journey. All of those things. All right. And so if I was a former, you know, highly sought out professional athlete, guys, who put it down to make $170 a week and make that sacrifice to learn trading, to now be profitable, to now be partnered with one of the biggest prop firms in the country, guys, you can do the same. All right. You can learn this thing. It's just going to take time. I know what your first day in this market feels like. I know what it's like to come in here and know nothing. I know what it's like to open TradingView for the first time, MT4 for the first time, and this all looks so foreign. But what I can tell you is that if you stick with it, this is going to pay you a lot of money, and it's going to pay you money that it's really uncanny. A lot of people aren't making this anywhere else, guys. I still work in software engineering doing contract gigs, right? So I contract with employers to help them in the software engineering side. And let me tell you, I make way more trading than I do in that job. I keep that job just because I'm only 29 years old. I like extra money. I like double my income, right? If I can make, you know, I'm giving out hypothetical numbers. If I can make 100,000 in my contracts, right? And they're roughly around $80,000. If I can make 80,000 in my contracts and I can make 80 to 100,000 in trading, I mean, I've doubled my income, and now I have more tools, more resources to invest and build up my capital and build up my assets. So don't look at trading as the only thing, right? Like the number one thing you don't want to do, don't go quit your job because you fell in love with trading. It doesn't make you profitable, I promise. Don't go do that. Keep your job, find a way to make this work because this is a 24-hour market, right? So this is trading every session. So find the session that works. I'm able, fortunately, to trade New York. You know, I get up and I work as well for the contract work I do, but I'm able to get up and I'm able to also glance at the charts. So for me, New York is perfectly fine. I'm good there. It works. For you, you might work through the morning in a warehouse where you can't look at your phone, right? So Asian London might be a better situation for you. But what I'm telling you is do not put all your eggs in one basket. Trading is going to supplement any income in the meantime until you're profitable enough to make this your full time, which I love the idea of not making it my only source of income because it takes the pressure off. The moment you put pressure on yourself in trading, it slightly shifts your psychological approach. It's just natural. It happens. And it can throw you off a little bit. So I recommend learning other things, keeping your job, have money coming in here, over here, and learn trading at the same time. It's going to be a lot more fun to do. But don't just go quit your job because you fell in love. I've have a student who quit their job, was like, I was feeling it, and then like blew all their accounts, and they're like, oh my God, I have no job. And I'm like, you got to keep your job. It's okay. It's going to happen. But guys, the one thing that's going to keep you alive in this game is psychology and risk management. It's nothing else. It's not your technicals. It's not more education, more patterns, more indicators. It's not that. It is your psychological state when you're in this market. All right. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I got some work I need to go do. I already called it out. Very, very low risk to reward setup. If it plays out, it plays out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll come back. We'll break it down tomorrow. We'll learn what we did wrong. But for the most part, this looks good, guys. So with that being said, this is Lex from Flex Trading, and I will catch you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m.